Day one, and it's not a pretty sight. Oh, we got a lot of work ahead of us over here. What's causing that, huh? That's interesting. Morning. Yes, Duck is alive, and in this video I'm going to cover a bunch of different subjects, so you're going to have to be patient and stick with me for a minute. Let me go over what I'm going to cover. So number one, I'll explain why I've been MIA, why I've been missing for several weeks. Number two, I'm down here at the beach house. I'm going to show you a bunch of different projects. We're going to talk about dethatching. I guess I'll touch on core aerating. This is the time of year to do it. I'm going to talk about spoon feeding your lawn a little bit and pushing your lawn. I'll talk about repairing some bare patches. I'll talk about leveling spots, not leveling the whole lawn, but if you have some like dips, I'll show you a leveling project I did out here. I'll talk about some reseeding, because if you have to do some reseeding, which I don't encourage on a warm season like Bermuda or Zoysia, I've done a ton of seeding out here because I'm converting this lawn sort of naturally from a Zoysia over to a Bermuda. So we'll cover that. I'm fixing the backyard. I got a whole bunch of stuff. So hold on, here we go. So as I say at the beginning of every video, if you don't have the lawn guides, get the lawn guides. The lawn guides are free, and we cover so much of this in the lawn guides. So they're up to over 2 million people have used them. There's calendars, product links, everything. And there's websites there for freelawncareguide.com is the cool season. Then there's links to the Zoysia and Bermuda, so use them. So what's going on? Number one, why have I been MIA? I've been MIA because I have radiculopathy, they call it. Basically, it's a fancy name for pinched nerve in my neck. And it was really bad for 2 weeks, and it's gotten less and less and less, thank God. So my nerve is starting to live with that reduced space. After talking to a few doctors and so forth, they want to give it a while, but it's a lot better. I can actually move around. It actually hurt to make videos, so I kind of had to take a break. I've been chilling out a little bit. But thanks for the kind words. I know you guys have been asking about it. Next, let's talk about what I'm doing down here on this lawn. If you follow my channel at all, you know that when we bought this house, there was no lawn. It was just rocks and dirt and cement. And we brought in a bunch of dirt and we installed a beautiful Zoysia lawn from seed. And within a year, we had a gorgeous Zoysia lawn down here. But here's the problem. Every year since we've done that, there's Bermuda all around here, and the Bermuda's been wanting to creep in and creep in and creep in. So I had to take a break from this place. I haven't been down here for a year because we've been doing the farmhouse project. My wife and the girls, my dogs, have been coming down here. You can hear her pitter-patting. And during that period, nothing has been done to the lawn except for it being cut. So I have a guy down here. In the wintertime, he comes by once a month, but in the growing season, he comes by every week and cuts the lawn for me. Just cutting. This is a great example of how a lawn can go downhill really fast, because I'm going to show you footage from day one when I arrived. There's all kinds of dead spots, bare spots. There's all kinds of weeds, all kinds of nasty stuff. And over the past 2 weeks, what I've been doing is I've been working on fixing that, and I'll show you in a matter of 2 weeks what I've been able to do with the lawn, which is pretty amazing. It's a Sunday, so it's a little bit busy out here. I'm going to have a lot of beach traffic going by, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, let me put up day one and what this place looked like, and then I'll walk you through my steps. So let me put up day one first. Day one, and it's not a pretty sight. Oh, we got a lot of work ahead of us. Like you can see, like right here. I got a big empty patch over here. What's causing that, huh? That's interesting. So I didn't want to do this, but let me give you an example. Look at all the weeds in here. I mean, this is just like solid weeds in some areas. That's not grass, that's weeds. A little bit of Bermuda growing with a bunch of weeds inside of it. So, but I've got a lot of weeds back here, and I'm kind of thinking I might want to spray this too. Okay, so here we are 2 weeks later. All right, so here's where we are. We've achieved this in 2 weeks, which is not bad, to be honest. So what I want to show you is, I want to show you this fill-in spot over here, which I overseeded way too much. But I want to show you these bare spots. So you can see, this is that mixture I put down, sand and potting soil, basically. Tons of germination here, but look at these bare spots. So these are the bare spots that I'm talking about. And see all this germination? That's all Bermuda seed now. I put out a crap load of seed out here, but every place, look at that. That's crazy. Look at all that germination. So all these brown bare spots now have a ton of germination of Bermuda seed. Trust me, this Bermuda is going to take over like crazy. So I'm going to cut this in a couple hours. It's still early on Sunday morning. I don't want to cut it yet. But look at the outside of the fence. This is what naturally took over. And the outside of the fence, that's all natural Bermuda. Look at it. Isn't that crazy? Man, that looks really good. Over here, this is 80 to 90% Bermuda. That's taken over this Zoysia over here. Again, some bare spots. We had a valve put in over here. But you can see, look at all this brand new seed here. All germinating. So here's a funny note real quick. I have this invasive weed. I Googled it, and the name of this invasive weed apparently is St. Augustine. It's my neighbor's lawn. So they have St. Augustine, and while they're gone, they've been gone for about a month. I put out some DGL over here, and I've been cutting it for them, and man, let me tell you what, this St. Augustine loves that DGL. Look at that stuff. Look how thick that is. That's amazing. Man, that looks so good. So yes, you can use DGL on St. Augustine. I really want to come out and cut this. I want to get rid of all those weeds, but that would not be smart if I'm going to put down a weed killer. So I'm going to use what I have here right now, and I've got two things. I've got Spectricide, which I'm going to spray, and then I also have some Image, and I'm also going to spray some Image down at the same time. Now, I don't recommend doing this, but if you've got I talked about this before, smoking the weeds. If you've got a lawn that's just full of weeds and you're eventually going to basically reseed that whole lawn, smoke it. Go out there and smoke it. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so this should be interesting. This is the McLean GR series. I've had that thing down here for 2 years. I haven't pulled that handle in a year. Let's see if it starts. But the outside of the fence down here, I'm actually cutting on low with this thing because there's too many rocks and seashells. I'm worried about that. I'm also worried about using it out here because I haven't been here so long, but I'm gonna try and cut it down as short as I can. Man, that looks a lot better. It doesn't look alive or green, but it looks a hell of a lot better. So this is kind of where I am now. I'd be happy with this if the whole yard was this, because I've got Bermuda, I've got Zoysia, but I've got that one spot. I need to level that out. The problem there is it's pooling water. Always got to aerate whenever you can. When I come over to an area like this, see how spongy this is? It's all soft and spongy, and you can just see all the dead crap in here. I just really don't want to dethatch, but I need to. So in a previous video about dethatching, I talked about the fact that these dethatchers come with a spring prong and a blade, and I throw away my spring prong. Now I know some people are going to say, Doc, I use it and it works fine. The principle is, when you're doing a warm season grass with runners in it, like Zoysia and Bermuda, you don't want to just pull those runners up. What you want to do is you want to cut them in place. And that's what this does. It still dethatches. Matter of fact, I only went halfway down. I was actually stayed pretty light, But let me show you what I'm talking about. So there's undethatched, here's dethatched, and this is what I want to see. I want to see these runners cut. I don't want to see them just pulled up and sticking out, and these are all cut. Okay, so this is my Sun Joe scarifier, which I've had down here for years. It sits outside, it's rusted. I can't believe it still runs. I'm shocked. It's electric, runs on a cord, but I want to show you, this is what I'm talking about. Now you see these blades? The blades are what I want. I want these blades to cut. I don't want those prongs that are just going to pull it out. If you have a cool season lawn, it's fine to use those springs, but I much prefer these actual blades because they'll cut those runners. So the Sun Joe is still alive after all these years. So I'm not doing a incredibly tough or deep dethatch. I would say moderate. I could go a little bit deeper, but I don't want to go too deep. I just want to get some of this real thick stuff up, open it up a little bit. Then I'll cut it again, and then I'll seed, and we'll start that seeding and watering process all over again. But so this is actually the hardest part of it all, is picking all this crap up. Using my push mower Honda with the bagger, and I can go back and forth 3 times, and then I got to empty it. So there we have dethatched, picked up. So just to give you an idea, I did just this front area here, and there are no, I didn't cut the grass, I'm just picking up the dethatch, and I filled up this entire bin with dethatch. And I talked to my neighbor, and he's gonna let me borrow his blue bin because I'm gonna fill up another one probably. 2 bags, I think, of green shock. Excuse me, DGL. Bag, 2 bags. Man, it's starting to get warm out here. I'm sweating. So I put down 2 bags of DGL on the front, the outside the fence, and on the back, and I basically double hit all this front. So I put out a pretty heavy coat because my goal is to push this stuff as fast as I can. So I've got some of my Yukon Bermuda seed left. I'm going to go back out and do another seeding. I'm telling you, if you're seeding a lawn, hold back or order extra. Go put seed out 1 week, wait a week, go put some more out. You never know what the weather's going to do. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so we have determined that there is a low spot out here that's pooling water, and that's why that spot out there is dying. So if the chickens will leave my stuff alone. Hello, chicken. Crazy bird. What are you doing, Loco? There's Loco. So what I'm doing is I'm taking play sand and potting soil, and we're mixing it up and making our own leveling mix. The reason why you use sand is because the sand will not decompose or wash away.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So no more hole. So what I'll do now is I'm going to seed the living crap out of this and just pray we don't get any heavy washouts. I really don't think that's all I really need to do is just fill that one little depression. The rest of the yard is okay. Day 3, fishing cart out, electric bike out, shrimp boats coming by in the sound here. pretty morning. Sunrise and the first bite of the day. The shark. Don't go near him, Fred. Okay, so it's Sunday morning, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the reel mower and give it a cut because I've waited. It's almost 10 o'clock. You can see now, this is the area that had all the weeds in it over here. Look at it. Now it's all grass. This over here, almost all this is Bermuda now. There's a little bit of Zoysia popping through it. So the back actually looks really nice. I've done some garden work. We've cleaned this up. We've trimmed. We've put some mulch in here. That's actually looking really nice back over here. And then actually we got a new patio set to go over here. That's actually nice. Little walkway. We installed this little walkway through the pebbles. And then this over here looks pretty good. So again, I just want, this is for the girls to go pee and poo. I've got all kinds of seed in here. I've got annual ryegrass, I've got perennial ryegrass, and I've got Bermuda seed down in here. This area over here is the only area that gets sun, so I do have some Zoysia and Bermuda take over there. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but 3 years ago, I think it was, we planted bamboo over here, and it's a clumping bamboo. It's not the bamboo that spreads. The plants were 36 inches tall. 36 inches. Look at them now. Is that crazy or what? There's my roof line. They're over my roof line. So again, this is a clumping bamboo. You can Google it if you want some. Makes a great privacy. But look at this. I'm actually having to cut some of them back. Man, this stuff is amazing. So we know our neighbors over here. We're good friends with them, and but they have a porch that they put on the back, so it's kind of nice privacy. So when when we're out swimming over here, they're not having to watch us take our plunges over here. But that came out nice. So I think I'm going to give that front one more cut, and I guess I should cut the back because we got a thunderstorm that's supposed to roll through probably about 1 or 2 o'clock today. So on the outside of the fence, I'm using, this is one of the ones I think got pulled from the market, the Honda RX 217, and I'm cutting it at 1.5 inches. And you can see the outside actually looks pretty darn good. Look at that Bermuda. That's actually pretty good right there. All right, it's about as good as it's gonna get. Just keep pounding down seed. So I'm cutting this at 2 inches, and this gets no sun. You can see almost no grass over here, but that's life. Good enough for the girls. This thing is 2.5, 3 years old. This is the McLean. I linked to it on the website. This is the McLean GR series. This is a 3-year-old model. I haven't used it a whole bunch. I've only backlapped it one time in 2.5 years. So, but man, she still cuts like a beaut. So, while this doesn't look as good as it did when it was all Zoysia and I was taking care of it, I gotta say it looks a lot better than when we first got here. And everything's in place for this stuff to grow. Any place you see brown has got brand new seed, but I gotta say I am pretty happy with the way it is right now. I can't complain. From where we were when we got here, it's looking great. So anyways, guys, I've got another week here. I'll probably try and get another video out for you. If not, I'll see you back at the farm property. And that's it. Done.